The local people, the local militias. So they've come into the local districts. I can name them, 5 districts in the north. And it would appear they're trying to break through the road that runs through that northern area, through Lake Afdera, the Salt Lake, down to the Djibouti highway and get that road access back into Tigray again. It's become even a larger scale catastrophe than we had in October, November with fighting in central Afar.
Are Ethiopian government forces anywhere to be seen?
At the moment, no, but the Ethiopian Air Force is using drones to try and help on the Afar side because the Tigray have the highland, the high hills, and they're firing down rockets continually, plus using tank warfare. Afar have the Kalashnikovs, and that's all they have.
You've been up to the north, near the border with Tigray. I mean, what did you see there?
Well, it was hard to find the displaced people because the displaced people now are very terrorized. We cannot quite verify everything, but there seems to have been a couple of nasty massacres of people who were displaced before. For example, a water truck that we were using to truck water to displaced people was taken by the TPLF and burnt, and then the whole of that settlement burnt. And according to the driver of the truck driver of the tanker, women and children also killed. Enormous amount of fear in the people. And literally just this afternoon, we've been having a meeting with the Afar government, what to do. People are running in all directions, and it is really a geographic nightmare of how to get onto these people because they have no food. They're carrying children. It's very, very desperate. We have a mobile health team up there, and they are walking with camels to take assistance to them. We're sending a 3rd truck as of tomorrow morning up there, and really, it's become a very, very, very desperate condition now. I mean, they're even trying to mortar shell a hospital the Germans built in Konaba right now. Horrible stories, women having babies on the way, really awful.
There are reports of Afari militias holding up trucks with food aid destined for Tigray.
Those may be stories maybe back perhaps October, perhaps even September, but this was trucks passing through Afar land when the people of Afar were starving themselves, and they couldn't understand that Afar were not going to be supported by WFP and other people. They were hungry.
Okay, but you insist that the seizure of trucks was something that happened last year, because the French news agency is saying that trucks bearing food aid stuck at a checkpoint outside the Tigrayan region for a 2nd day on Tuesday this week.
No, I've never seen any trucks go through for ages. No, I can't believe that.
Well, they haven't gone through for ages because they've been stopped. I mean, that's what's happening.
I mean, stopped
apparently.
by who? The checkpoint and the Abala town is absolutely under the TPLF.
Does Afar feel that it's caught up in a dispute not of its making between the government in Addis Ababa to the south and the Tigrayans to the north?
I think this is absolutely right. But the problem for Afar region, it's geographically the most needed piece of land. It's the lowlands going towards the Red Sea, going towards the Indian Ocean, the closest part to the Middle East. So there's a lot of international interest. It's an ancient volcanic bed of lava and whatever. And so there are plenty of minerals here. I mean, salt is here, potash, very good quality, gold, etc. The Tigray people all know that, but this is not properly exploited. It hasn't been. I mean, the TPLF has said they will take the northern Afar as far as Sabdo, which is the junction between the Salt Lake Road and the highway which goes from Djibouti down to Addis Ababa. I think the intention is clear, but it's a very, very brutal way to do it.
So you're saying that the TPLF strategy remains opening up an alternative aid route that doesn't rely on trucks coming up from Addis Ababa through Afar?
Well, I think the strategy is that, but it's more than that. If you take that junction, then you can stop any imports going into Ethiopia. So you take the Ethiopian economy. You can do it. It's all possible. So, I mean, the TPLF it seems absolutely pushing ahead with its strategy to decimate everything around. I mean, schools are gone, clinics have gone. In the last 2 days, they've put rockets in 2 water reservoirs in the north. Every infrastructure that the community needs, they are just deliberately damaging.
Valerie Browning speaking to me from Afar region in northern Ethiopia. And we have tried to get an interview with the Tigrayan leadership, but without success today. That's it from this edition of News Hour from me, Julian Marshall, and the rest of the team in London.